TV's #1 daily viral video show right this minute. A bride and her father zip line down the aisle.
That, my friends, is how you make an entrance.
Now get the story of how she wound up gliding toward her groom.
Just seeing her come down was one of the happiest moments of my life.
But were you jealous?
Yeah.
The truck is finally loaded,
And they're ready to set off.
how that sets off something else. A massive search party fans out to find a 3-year-old.
Who's been missing in the forest for 2 days.
The miracle moment they spot one scared little boy. We've got Christiane, Ollie, Charity, Nick, and Gail breaking down the best on the web, including awkward arguments on the escalator,
My body type is different than yours. Oh, so I'm more curvy, so I can't wear thongs.
the pranksters who are pros at dumb debates,
I don't like fries. Why? They are potatoes.
I could watch this all day. How much you want to bet you ain't never seen nothing like this before?
not much. We'll get a lot of that on this show.
All right, well, get your $5 ready because I'm collecting from each of you because he's speaking for all of you.
I said
Hold on. There's a whole lot to this video. I'll just go ahead and press play.
You can do it, honey. You ready? Are you sure? We're going.
No, you're not.
No!
Here comes the bride.
All dressed in white. That, my friends, is how you make an entrance.
Is that a zip line?
I hope she was wearing a cape.
The train of the dress.
Well, we've got several angles, and she was not wearing cape. She was wearing a beautiful wedding gown. Most dads walk their daughters down the aisle. This dad concocted this contraption so that they could zip line down the aisle at their home in Michigan.
It was Dad's idea.
Of
course it was Dad's idea.
Look, it went off without a hitch. And we know on this show, things can go terribly wrong.
Well, let's face it, this is Dad. He's protected his little girl all her life. He's not gonna fail on this day.
Yeah, Phil is the man, but I want to introduce y'all to the woman who so graciously slid into her wedding. Via Skype right this minute, we've got Isabella! Woo, girl, were you scared?
I was more nervous before we tested it. We tested it out like a few weeks beforehand, and then I felt okay about it.
So how did all of this come about?
My dad always wanted to put a zip line in at the house, and I was like, oh, we could zip line in, and total joke. And then, of course, my dad wanted to make it real, so...
What did your groom have to say about this?
What did you have to say about it?
Come on, groom, tell them, come on, it's fine.
Rather honeymoon.
What were you feeling?
I actually knew about it ahead of time, but I was very excited about it. She was as beautiful as I imagined. One of the happiest moments of my life.
Yeah, but were you jealous?
Yeah.
She got to do the zip line and you did
I was
it.
thinking the same thing. Did you get to ride it at all?
Afterwards, he
Oh, yeah.
rode it at the rehearsal dinner and then the wedding night
Yep.
later on.
A couple different handles. You can drop into the pond, just go all the way across. Yeah, lots of fun.
Oh, so
great.
nice.
So what do you do on your honeymoon when you zip line into the wedding?
Well,
Not that business.
you do not have to answer that.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, it worked. Oh, also, my co-host, I'll owe me $5. So thank you.
No, that guy owes you for us. Is not what I said.
This is a very one-sided bet.
Well, your video is something we have not seen before. So we appreciate you for sharing your story with us and the video. Give it up for the bride and groom. Ladies.
Yeah.
The Australians take their off-roading very seriously. So when you see the beginning of this video, you're like, yeah, that's about right. That looks like a Disneyland ride. This was all part of a trip for this group's father's 70th birthday. Dad wanted to take a trip to the tip of Australia. I think you guys know that we have a problem coming.
Why would you even attempt that?
You might be surprised at what happens here. This is a very expensive, very well-equipped Land Cruiser. It can handle the job.
That's not my concern.
And
my concern.
that heavy roof rack with all their gear goes trips over, right? Surprisingly, they dug this all out. 2 hours later, they put the roof rack back on and continued driving.
Yeah, it kind of worked out because it may have slipped off, right, but it ended up just landing on top of the vehicle. So
Yeah.
I think most of their stuff's dry.
Now on over to Tucson, Arizona, where this man has loaded up a couple of metal frames in the back of his truck. They're kind of big, so they're hanging off the tailgate of the truck, and they're ready to set off. Oh no!
Oh my.
You muppet! That rat-a-tat-tat is the garage door opener, still trying to close the door. Obviously, that metal work was kind of still inside the garage door. As he closed the door, it started to come down. It just hooked it and destroyed the garage door.
Yeah, it's over.
What you see here is officials in Russia trying to organize about 700 people. We've got volunteers, horse services, dog handlers, ATVs, drone pilots, 2 private planes, a helicopter police, Federal Penitentiary Services, Ministry of Emergencies, the Russian Guard, and 140 local residents all teaming up to find a 3-year-old boy who's been missing in the forest for 2 days.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Now, apparently what happened is the parents turned up into this area and they went off to pick berries for 15 minutes and they left their 3-year-old back in the car. By the time they got back to the car, though, this 3-year-old had vanished. They spent a good 3 hours of searching before they decided we've got to call in the authorities. Well, everybody turned up. A helicopter was deployed. A cartographer and drone pilot came down from Moscow, and that's when they started making progress. They found a bag of sweets that they know that kid had at the time. They found his cap that he was wearing, but still no sign of the little fella.
That's promising, at least, though. That they're in the right direction.
Eventually, like I said, 2 days after he went missing, half a mile from that location, this happened. Apparently, he sort of sat on a bump, had been drinking some swamp water, and had been crying.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, poor little guy.
Everyone there so relieved. You see a little bit later on, they've got him in one of those sort of survival blankets to try and keep him warm. They're giving him some liquids. And later on, we also get to see, it looks like the parade, I suppose you could call it, where everybody gets to see and celebrate the moment. Now, he did have a number of midge and mozzie bites, apparently, but no injuries. He is currently in the ICU recovering, and they say that a psychologist will be spending some time with him as well to make sure that he's okay after such a grueling ordeal.
When we go to the gym, we all have pet peeves. Those people who are just like, hey man, you're doing it wrong, or you don't have to talk so loud, you don't have to do that. Like the protein freaks.
What?
That protein freak was a cat. Don't be surprised, because these are Pet Peeves Gym Edition from Aaron's Animals. Like the water hogs. There's always that one person at the water fountain.
How is that a bad thing? I mean, you gotta stay hydrated.
See, there you go. Maybe they're going for multiple.
Oh yeah, this girl, she goes for multiple and then
Oh, she's out of control now.
Then there's also those people too busy taking selfies, that selfie-centeredness.
The gun show.
You all do that.
Never taken a picture of myself at the gym.
Because you never go to the gym, Nick.
I'd go more often if cats were there.
And then there are the people who, when they go to the gym, they show off. But then there's those people who have body insecurity. There's one last one. I really get bothered by gym rats.
Well, then what the heck are the cats doing?
You can see right there, Phil just walks by, not interested in trapping the cats because he's working on his traps. If you want to see the entire Aaron's Animals video, just go to our website, rightthisminute.com, and click on TV show, or check it out on our mobile app.
A helicopter's coming in for a landing at a Pee Wee football game.
Everyone is trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Why, what's going on is something pretty darn special.
This one gets you right here.
And a POV like you've never seen.
It looks like he's driving through somebody's house.
The intense setup that's got him racing around like he's in a toy car.
Look at that. It's so real. I want it.
Brought to you by Hershey's. We're on a mission to heartwarm the world.
gaming systems, the gaming systems at home, you can get pretty technical. Something like this at home, which is looking really cool as he's playing this racing game. But then you notice it really isn't a racing game at all. It looks like he's driving through somebody's house, and the camera turns around, and he's driving through his own house with a remote control car and has this intense setup.
Dude, this is amazing. This is the future, right? We could do racing like this. You could do remote control racing, but you could have professional drivers sitting right there. Look at that. It's so real. I want it.
Yeah.
Of all the places he could be racing, it's his own house.
Well, it's a test. Obviously, he's just proving the concept.
This is more than a concept. The person driving this is Jonathan Nilsson. He's the Chief Development Officer at Vosis. Vosis is a company that focuses on teleoperation of trucks and machines.
What, so like you're going to be able to be a truck driver, but you can do it from home?
Yeah.
That's bananas.
Yeah, it's for things that are especially dangerous, like mining trucks and things like that. They can be operated from a remote location.
Okay, I'm very impressed.
Look at this!
It's a great concept. I mean, it'd be incredible, right? If you can take the danger for people out of dangerous jobs, it's brilliant.
Incoming!
If you would, look towards the scoreboard end zone as we see a helicopter flying high above.
Here we are at Recker Stadium in Lockman, Ohio, and we've got a special delivery, folks. This story is all about the power of community and the love of family. Because as this helicopter comes down onto the field and starts to hover, everyone is trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Flag.
Maybe it's one of those Amazon Prime Now deliveries. Somebody needed to order a pair of sports socks or cleats or a game ball or something.
Well, it's definitely a special delivery. And Nick, one of those things will appear on the field shortly. This is all taking place at a Pee Wee football game. It was really important for them to make sure that Starlina Bedenhouse was able to attend this game. Now, Starlina Bedenhouse has 4 children who have come through this Pee Wee football system. She was diagnosed with melanoma cancer, and she's been battling for the last year, going through multiple therapies and chemo treatment. She wasn't sure she was going to be able to make this game, but alas, here she is. Her children had no idea that she'd be there. Ricky is the oldest, and he played in the program last year. Ryan is a 2nd grader and plays football currently. Piper's a cheerleader, and Rustin is on the K1 team. Here they are greeting her. And as she gets out, she delivers the game ball.
She must be pretty special if everybody helped organize this.
Yeah, again, this was a community effort, and they say that she is a fighter. She finds a way almost every evening to attend practices and to support the kids. They say the entire organization is behind her, and they want to do everything they can to celebrate her and help her through this season in her life. All of this was such a community effort. They say that Bob Longworth, who is the superintendent of Lockman Schools, allowed them to do this, and they are really appreciative of that as well. The memory will last a lifetime. There's another gem to this story. One of our viewers, Greg, who's also been on the show before, recorded all of this and sent it to us. He says that he had no idea that it was happening and saw it happening, so he decided to record it and send it our way. So thank you for that as well.
It's got that right this minute on.
Jumping rope is suddenly an experiment.
Look how pumped he is. He's like, I got it.
Next, right this minute. And still to come, there's a puppy stuck on the boat.
The boat's adrift in the water.
But see how this brave dog swims in to save the day.
The shore?
No.
Yes.
Plus, exploring a volcanic crater.
Dude, this looks like the moon.
It really does.
What happens when it's time to take a peek over the edge?
It's tempting.
It's that beautiful volcano in Mexico whose name no one can say.
Popocatépetl?
No,
So
close. Popocatépetl.
Dude, this looks like the moon.
It really does, in part because it's all covered in ash coming from the volcano. So yeah, it all looks gray. Unfortunately, there are people walking up to the crater, which is a horrible idea. The gases coming from the volcano can be very toxic. They can potentially make you very sick. These guys do not care though, because as you can see, there are a ton of climbers out there hanging out, walking all the way up to the edge of the crater.
It's tempting. I mean, how could you not? You've come this far.
Well, exactly. You climb the mountain, you might as well look inside.
Right.
Well, I can imagine it's got to be a terrifying feeling, but also look at the ash coming from the very center of this crater.
Yeah, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I mean, it's dangerous, sure, but if you're willing to take the risk.
It is believed that this volcano is about 730,000 years old. It's really beautiful, although the National Civil Protection Agency does say, don't do this. This is the core of Mother Earth, so it is fascinating to be able to see it from up close, but be careful.
Let's face it, dogs are everybody's best friends. Look at this Roddy. That Roddy sees that little puppy in the boat, and the boat's adrift in the water, and the dog's like, you guys are busy filming this whole scene, but I'm gonna jump in the water. And then he goes, see that rope attached to the boat?
That's clever doggy.
Gets it in his mouth, and doggy paddles back to the shore.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hey!
And the puppy jumps in the water and then climbs up on the rocks. The puppy is saved. The dog saves the day. Even dogs find puppy barks and squeals irresistible.
That was
That's
so cool.
incredible.
You know what else is amazing? This dog started out life pretty rough. But this dog was rescued 5 years ago by this serviceman who's been gone for a year, now back for deployment, and this dog is like, I missed you, I missed you. This dog was rescued after it was severely burned with lye. But this pit bull goes to show sometimes humans don't deserve the love of dogs, because even after a human abused this dog, it got adopted and still had this kind of love to show.
That's really beautiful. What a fun, happy dog. And look at what a great life it has.
I miss you so much.
Brothers start arguing on the escalator about
The most ridiculous things they could think of.
sharks or fish. How they put everyone else in the middle of their prankster drama.
Red is better than pink. End of story.
Want to enjoy Parmesan with your food but don't want to be mean to cheese? Well, Bosch TV is going to show you how to veganize it.
Okay, well, if some people are lactose intolerant, this may be helpful to them.
But you're going to take yourself some almonds, spread them out on a baking tray. You're going to bake it for 8 minutes at 180 degrees. Then you're going to take those, and it does say let them cool a little bit, because if you do, it will release oil and it turns them creamier. Then you're going to combine it with some nutritional yeast, some garlic powder, and maybe some salt and pepper. You're just going to season it however you really want to. You blend it, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make vegan Parmesan.
Or
Almond butter.
yes, that looks like ground nuts that you could just put on, something savory.
Well, that's exactly what they do. You can put it into a jar, something like that. If you seal it up, it'll be good for about a month.
I bet you that tastes pretty darn good.
I agree with you. I imagine that it would be surprising. It would have that nice little bit of crunch, that nice little bit of texture, and honestly, that's all it really is.
Yeah, it's just a vehicle to carry some seasoning.
Exactly.
Today, I'm here with my brother Sejan, and this is Arguing on the Escalator.
Steven Shapiro has got some help. Things are about to get really weird.
Sharks or fish?
They are
Sharks or fish?
I said they were fish. You didn't say they were fish.
Steve and Sejan are just going to argue about the most ridiculous things they can think of.
It's so clever, because you caught them in this argument sandwich and there's no escape.
Look at the lady. She's leaning back like, I'm going to get as far away from this as I can.
Dude on the left, look at his expression though. He's like, can I punch them yet?
Take my glasses off.
Don't. Stop.
Sharks or
Stop.
fish?
This is so animated. I love her. They get off and she's like, well, I guess he told you.
Like, thank God this isn't one of those giant airport escalators.
Well, it doesn't end there.
Why can you wear a thong, but I can't wear a thong?
The conversation has now gotten real personal.
Yeah?
My body type is different than yours.
Oh, so I'm more curvy, so I can't wear a thong.
Steve with his head, just close the curtains, mate.
I want to feel as free as you do.
Embarrassing.
He's about to jump over the railing.
Lean so far away.
Stop that
As
now.
you.
Now they start doing the things that brothers do. Little brothers, like age 6 to 7, not in their 20s,
No, you zip it. Zip it.
At some point, it's going to degenerate into an actual argument between two brothers.
I'm waiting for the slap fight.
Yeah.
So call him back. So call him back.
I don't need to call
Okay.
him now.
Yes, you do.
No, I
Yes, you
don't.
do.
These dudes are in single file. They're like, just stay over here, stay out of it.
Can you tell him to call him back, please?
There are just crazy people everywhere.
And this is quite the social experiment, too, because people don't really know what to do or how to do it.
Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it.
Say idiot.
Come to the bottom, man. Go get some.
They get into a crowd now.
Your videos are fake.
Yeah, okay, your videos are fake.
I don't even make videos, but yours are definitely fake.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Whatever, dude.
That's it. You're caught up on some of the best internet videos of the day. For more, go to rightthisminute.com and connect with us. We'll see you next time on a brand new RTM. TV's #1 daily viral video show, Right This Minute. Cameras catch a devastating rollover.
The car now in pieces.
But it's what happens next that had everyone stunned.
Are you kidding me?
Mama's in the mood to dance.
She is so happy to be celebrating 50.
How a surprise guest made it a perfect party. It's touted as the next generation of basketball.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is U-Ball.
See why the playing field is wherever you make it. And
Happy birthday. Come with us right now.
he's a dad about to find out
You know, you've raised your kid right.
how a grateful son managed to pull a good one.
No way, kid.
Yes, sir, Pops.
You just really never know what your security cameras are going to catch. This one in Brazil caught this.
Holy
Cow! A devastating car accident. And you can see it off in the distance coming straight at us, going at a pretty quick clip when it seems to hit something on the road. Next thing you know, it is flipping until it stops right in front of this camera. The car now in pieces. And of course, the driver you assume is in terrible condition. Well, you would be right in assuming that, but you would also be wrong about it.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
step out of my car.
The impact was so harsh, not only did it break the car into pieces, look at this, as he gets out, he leans over and picks up his shoe because it was blown off his foot as this thing was flipping up. There are no details about what caused this accident, but this guy is for sure very lucky to be alive. Now, this next video comes from Australia where we seem to be in a pretty large truck following behind a smaller one. Now, we finally come up on a passing lane where you see one lane turn into two. According to reports, the posted speed limit on this road was about 60 miles an hour. The driver in the smaller truck was going several miles slower than that. So this driver decided to pass, and then up ahead, you see that the passing lane then ends. No big deal because our person is right up front. Everything is great until here.
Are you kidding me?
What an idiot.
The person in the smaller truck decides to pass on the shoulder. Now, if you notice closely, as it does pass the bigger truck,
Caught a piece of the front end.
it did.
Because he's pushing this big truck face to face with that other one coming the other way. I mean, there's nothing he can do. That was such a stupid move.
And now they're gonna have to pay for repairs because they both did end up pulling over. They exchanged information, and obviously now this is gonna cost you a heartache that you did not need to have.
It's Mama's 50th birthday, but a birthday celebration in a black family ain't a birthday celebration until you hit that Stevie Wonder version of the Happy Birthday song, baby. I'm ready for it.
Birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
And everybody's just singing along, and Mama is grooving. She is so happy to be celebrating 50.
Happy birthday.
When suddenly, that's because her baby, Reggie Holloway, has slid on into the party and he's hanging out. He also lives in Hawaii where he's been stationed for the last 2 years. With the help of some of his family members, he decided to pull up on Mama for her 50th birthday, surprise her. And Mama is so happy to see her son. Now, this little fella, he's really excited.
Where are we going? To drop off Daddy.
Well, actually, we're not going to drop off Daddy, little man. We're going to pick Daddy up.
We're picking up Daddy. We are to pick up Daddy. We are to
He's singing the Pick Up Daddy song.
Of course, the little ones, they turned Andy and everything into a song. His mom, Vanessa, tells us here that they're about 2 hours out from their destination. This is a 4-hour road trip. Here they are at the airport, and now we see some folks starting to get off the plane. Cheers erupt in the airport, and here come our men in uniform.
Oh.
Yeah, the little one jumps in his daddy Jonathan's arms. He's happy. Mom is happy. This reunion happened about 6 months ago, but they just recently posted it, and we're happy to share it.
Are you excited?
Find yourself in the beautiful state of Idaho, it might be a good idea to go hiking. Just like this couple, Claire Marie and Bradley, got their backpacks all packed up. They're hiking up to the top. Oh, look, there's a bridge up there too. It might be a nice vantage point from up there to hike up to.
Yeah, what's in her backpack, Nick?
Well, you guys know what's in her backpack. It's not a backpack at all, it's a parachute. Claire Marie, otherwise known as the Base Girl, is gonna do a really unique jump. She claims that she's one of the few that knows how to do it, and she also claims that she's the first female to do this. She hands her pilot chute to Bradley, who holds on tightly to that pilot chute. Some final instruction from her team.
Don't push out super far, but push out a little bit.
Woo! That is a static line front flip.
She had the static line between her legs when she jumped, right? So you have to flip to unwind it.
Right, let me show you that angle.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wow. She's legit.
Yeah, she is. She was a little nervous to do this, but it does go off pretty perfectly. She's followed up by Bradley here. And man, this looks like such a late inflation. I don't know anything about base jumping, but it looks dangerous.
Better late than never.
They do a couple of other jumps. Claire Marie makes it look all so easy. They feel that the name of it, the static line front flip, is a little basic, so they're calling it the Rip Start.
Sure, anybody can park a car in Harvard Yard, but how difficult is the authentic Bostonian accent? Well, Vanity Fair and Condé Nast Entertainment are going to investigate.
My name is Marty. I'm an actor, and I have an audition in 24 hours where I have to do a Boston accent. I think I might need a little help.
So Paige Clements here has 6 hours to whip Marty into shape.
This will be wicked fun.
Really, to master an accent, you would practice for anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 weeks.
What?
Well, we don't have that.
I've just been wicked distracted lately between the love of my life moving away and my aunt's shop closing.
I mean, it's not great, it's not bad, it's not great.
Just say these words with me. Say mass.
Mass.
Hat.
Hat.
Man.
Man.
Cat.
Cat.
Ask.
Ask.
Task.
Task.
Packy.
Packy.
Be careful. I just noticed something you did. This happens when you first start. You can add like a physical, almost an articulation to it. So be careful you don't go packy.
Yeah, when you're using one of those interesting things from the particular accent, try not to have like almost a twitch while you're doing it to show you're trying to find it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go.
I've got no idea what's next. I've got no idea what's next. What's next? What's next? And my aunt's shop closing. And my aunt's shop's closing. My aunt's shop.
Okay, making some progress. Next up, the R's.
Aw.
Short.
So you're relaxing the lips a little bit.
I hope this guy gets the part after all this.
Of course, Orchard Moore.
Of course, Orchard Moore.
Now, third read-through, you can see some of the differences.
I've got no idea what's next. I've got no idea what's next. I've got no idea what's next. And my aunt's shop closing. And my aunt's shop's closing. My aunt's shop closing.
All right, you can definitely hear the progress has been made, but now, out of time to go to the casting. Time to go to that audition.
Yeah, no, I've just been wicked distracted lately between the love of my life, moving away, and my aunt's shop closing.
Mila's feeling a little hungry, so
she decided to take matters into her own hands.
How she sneaks a snack when mom's away, next.
She's tending to the twins now.
Well.
Plus a driver spots a spare passenger.
And she's wondering, well, what should I do?
Why it's just along for the ride.
Come on, little guy.
Kids find find themselves in some of the most ridiculous, unpredictable situations. We start in Russia. Oh, poor thing. Reports are that this 2-year-old in Russia was out playing in the courtyard and decided to stick his little head right between those steel beams.
When you're exploring and you're 2, you learn that maybe your head doesn't fit everywhere.
Yeah, well, he learned the hard way, that's for sure. His family came out to try to rescue him themselves using some vegetable oil you see there on the ground. They lubed him right up, tried to maneuver him out of there, but no, it didn't work.
I don't get how that actually happened.
Right.
Listen, I don't know how he did it, but he did. And his family couldn't get him out, so they called rescuers. The rescuers came using a hydraulic tool. They were able to free the little guy, and he didn't sustain any injuries, probably just a little bit afraid. But again, kids just do the darndest things. Now this next little cutie pie, she decided to take matters into her own hands. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Somebody's hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's like an espresso as opposed to like a full cup of coffee.
Well, look, when you're hungry, sometimes you just gotta snack, sir. This is 5-month-old Mila. Mila is now going viral for obvious reasons. Not only is she super cute, but this is just hilarious. Her mom, Chanel, says that she had stepped away for a little bit to tend to the twins, Michael and Maddox.
Well, she's tending to the twins now.
Well, this is what mama has, this is what the doll has. I mean, she put 2 and 2 together, so we gotta give her that, right?
Go get her some milk, too.
It's hilarious, it's cute. It's racked up millions of views, and here we are.
There are reptiles you don't want in your car when you're in Florida. But this little one just thought it was catching an Uber.
Oh, this poor baby.
Yeah, poor baby. It's riding on the car. She's on her way to work, and she's wondering, well, what should I do? Should I just leave it out there?
Yeah, just put the window down. It's like a little gecko or something.
Well, she actually does let the window down, but when she does...
Oh, good. Okay. He doesn't want me to touch him.
It's not a gator. Come on.
No, she's on her way to work. It's on her arm, and she's like, okay, what do I do? So she's gonna relocate it. And this video points out the importance of having your nails done, because you never know when you're gonna have an emergency video of you rescuing a lizard on your hand.
Adorbs.
Oh, she jumps free, and she's okay. She's alive. She's alive. She made it.
Landed on the ground in the Florida.
She's doing fine in her new location. But there was another animal rescue early this morning. This one from the arachnid kingdom.
It's just a little spider, Ollie. Just go put it back where it's supposed to be so we can eat the bug.
Well, I did put it back where it was supposed to be. It took its long legs and crawled away when I released it, but there it was in the bag riding in my car like I was Uber, and it didn't even give me a tip.
What if I told you there's been a missing sport this whole time?
I'd say, bring it on.
Or what if I told you there existed a basketball hoop that you can pack up, throw on your back, take wherever you want to be played on any beach or any field?
I'd be like, how's the ball gonna bounce, dude?
What if I told you it was here?
This, ladies and gentlemen, is U-Ball.
Okay.
It's a new version of basketball, the kind of basketball that you can play out on a field or out on the beach. So there's no dribbling. You get 2 steps before you need to pass it. There's no out of bounds, and a basket is 1 point. That's it.
So you don't have to get in the paint. You don't have to get behind the 3-point line. There are no free throws.
None of that. It's just kind of like a pickup version of basketball you can play out there on the beach. Now, the basket is from 8.5 feet high to about 5.5 feet high, which means white men now can dunk.
This looks like it could be fun, you know? Yeah. You could play it pretty much anywhere. If you could stake it out in the beach somewhere.
So the way you can kind of mount that particular basket is it's kind of like a beach umbrella. Buy 1 and you can sort of do a pickup game, or you can buy 2 and go 3 on 3 is kind of the conventional version of this game, or so they claim. Now, this particular video is part of a Kickstarter that they put together. Their original goal was $20,000. Already approaching $30,000.
How much does it cost, Ollie?
If you want to get the full court version, which is 2 particular boards and 4 balls, I believe that's $500. Obviously, there is some interest.
Yeah, and it's worth a good time.
Charlene, what you out here doing?
Miss Charlene's stretching out because
sometimes you just have to find your center.
Why, it's the chillest way to flex on the haters.
I'm the greatest. I'm amazing.
She's got to find her woo saw somehow.
and a couple's scenic swim through the deep blue. This truly is a special day. See all their incredible encounters coming up.
If I'm hanging around with whales, then all the sharks are going to leave me alone.
What is that?
Sometimes you just have to find your center. A little yoga, a little self-care. And Charlene shows us how.
Charlene, what you out here doing?
Stretching on my haters.
Look at that back bend. Dang, girl. I can follow on the affirmations and take notes, but that back bend, you're on your own there, Miss Charlene.
To help me clear my mind, I got so much going on. So many people owing me money, so many people want to be like me.
Yeah, you know, because people be trying, Miss Charlene. This is how she makes sure she don't get in no trouble. Don't fly off the handle.
Is that what she means by stays out of the system, like doesn't get arrested for hitting somebody upside the head?
Yes, this is how she stays out of jail.
She's got to yoga her way into sanity.
They'll give all their vital organs to be you in a second. I'm the greatest. I'm amazing. I'm unstoppable. Stuff like that, you know? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's out in nature, all the peace and quiet she needs.
I just stretch on my haters.
Look,
just stretch on the haters. Stretch on them.
Wow, well, she's stretching pretty good.
I just stretch on my haters.
Tonga.
Everybody looks at you. Beautiful space.
I knew that's all I had to say to get you to perk up, man. I don't have any of the native people for you to look at in this video, but I do have some of the native wildlife. Because Nicholas and Celine Burns went there on their honeymoon and spent 2 days hanging out with the whales. These are some beautiful humpback whales that Nicholas and Celine got to jump into the water with and just simply hang out and watch the majesty of these huge underwater mammals unfold in front of them.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is one of those things, and you know how I feel about the ocean, that I'd be like, I'd love to do. But I feel like I get that moment of, wow, that thing's the size of a truck.
Yeah, you would get a little nervous.
They don't have teeth. Just think that they're not baring their teeth saying, get out of here.
Well, that's why I'm cool with them, because I feel if I'm hanging around with whales, then all the sharks are going to leave me alone.
What is that?
This truly is a special day. Their honeymoon was at the end of last month. They said they went out for 2 days. The first day, they got most of this footage. The second day, they got a little bit more. But man, oh man.
Looks like a steam engine.
Yeah. Well, this was on the top of Nicholas's list. Celine asked him, what do you want to do on our honeymoon? He said swim with whales was like number one. He certainly got his wish for sure. And at the end of it all, it appears as if
they went by on purpose.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
It's a big day, so Dad's son goes running out to the backyard. The special surprise he can't wait to reveal next.
No way.
Envelope, it says surprise.
If you want to be out there with the best of them, the best artists, but you don't quite have the skills, it's all right. There's a hack for that. Because this idea for Michael's stores is pretty clever. You essentially only need a bunch of different acrylic paints in whatever colors you want, a sink strainer, some craft sticks, and some medium. You're gonna pour some of that medium. You're going to mix some color into it. You layer all the different acrylic colors in 1 cup. You then take your sink strainer, you put it over your canvas, and you pour very carefully into the strainer, and you just leave it alone. You leave it like that for about 9 or 10 minutes until it's completely through the strainer. And once it's all done, swish it around so that all the paint goes over the edges of the canvas, and now you're gonna let it dry for about 24 hours. And that is your art piece, my friends.
That's a great idea.
It's a bit trippy. I like it.
Mowing the lawn. Dude, he's mowing the lawn on his birthday.
Well, that's what dads do, right? So Tristan, Jess, Dad's son, goes running out to the backyard to
take over lawn mowing duties?
Yeah.
Right? It's his birthday.
Well, that would have been really nice, actually.
Happy birthday. Come with us right now. You can come back in a little bit. Come on. We got a surprise. Come on.
I've seen your channel before.
Stop playing with me.
I finally got you something you always wanted. Come on.
On Tristan's YouTube channel, he does a lot of basketball stuff. And on some of the trips he's gotten to go on, they often will give him a free pair of shoes.
I finally got my dad his size 13s.
If that box is empty,
well,
go.
All right.
Congratulations.
Try mine.
Oh, there is something in the box.
No, we got you $1 though.
can Dad pull the mom move? Like, I brought you into this world and I'll take you out.
Dad here should probably hold off on that.
I got something else for you, man.
No way. No way, kid.
Yes, sir, Pops.
Now, if you look on the front of that envelope, it says, surprise, pay off your car. And earlier in the day, Tristan and his brother went over to the dealership, found out how much was left on Dad's note, decided to pay off the entire thing.
So well, man. It'll help me so much. Thanks, kid. I love you.
Yeah, it's cool that your son did this, but you gotta realize at that moment, you've done right. You know, you've raised your kid right, and hopefully he goes on to do more great things just like that. Kind of a neat moment.
You deserve it, man.
That's all for now. We'll see you next time on a brand new RTM.